Can you talk a little bit about how attribution fits all into this? Because I think AdQuick has made some really good strides in actually like, how do you measure the success of billboards?
Sure. Yeah. We started developing technologies in which we would pump in mobile device IDs into the platform and then start to track exposures to certain placements. Once we developed like the exposure modeling, then we just needed to map that to the conversion. And so in the early days, there's a whole suite of ways that we can measure now. But in the early days, it was map the exposure to the location, and then have a pixel that catches it on the other end and can basically inform any success event on a website, on a mobile app, or in store. But in thinking about out of home measurement, just like everything else, I know that grow at all costs is kind of gone. But growth marketing should still be, part of everybody's repertoire. And so we usually tell our clients, start, test, measure, scale. Given that out of home is a reach channel, any campaign is inherently going to reach audiences with varying degrees of intensity. So some people may have not heard of you, and so therefore they're learning about you for the first time. Some people might have know who you are, and then they'll click through, right? They'll see your billboard, they'll take action, they'll go do something on your website or your mobile app. But for us, it was super important to build a full suite of tools to basically understand how this impacts the entire funnel. And so we do that through a variety of ways, brand lift surveys. We do organic search lift. In the early days, we started off by quantifying out of home's impact on your digital channels. So if you are running a treatment in a market and you're also doing paid digital programs, those will perform a lot better in a market in which you are not running out of home. Just, that's just like an accepted truth. But we've evolved into, now doing, statistical modeling. We plug into most MMMs, MTA models. And so basically wherever you operate, you can effectively measure your campaign.
Yeah, I think there's so many just benefits to billboards, and so many things you said there resonate with me. When we did it at Lattice, we didn't use any of the fancy attribution stuff that you're describing, but what we did, the one thing we did was like just track the lift to our website and our brand traffic, right? And we could tell, okay, something's definitely happening here, and then we would place it in different markets and be like, okay, why is web traffic going up in Seattle or New York or whatever? And it's like, oh, because we put the billboards there, obviously, right? And we were able to track that. And so we did a bad job of connecting it to like the lead and the account, but then you would have it kind of overall and get a sense. And the way I always thought about it was it just makes all of our marketing better. The outbound emails we're sending, the direct mail we're sending, the digital ads we're sending. And there was such like a qualitative benefit that you could just feel. Like people would get on a call and be like, I saw your billboard, or like the employees got all excited. And there was just this energy that you could feel anytime we did a billboard campaign where it just like felt like it was working. And I know that's like terrible to say in this world of marketers who are, obsessed with attribution, but it was like, it really did work. Like you could just feel the momentum that it drove in the business. I think there's so much intangible stuff of just feeling bigger than you are, building a big brand, seeing legit. Like we did our first billboards at Lattice, like I think just after Series A, and it was like, oh wow, this is like a real company. That was kind of the impact we wanted to have, and it did that.
That's a perfect time to start thinking about making that big splash. I went to school in Northern California, and one of my professors for my MBA, I did an MBA with the data science, but not very relevant to startup life, but relevant for running a company. One of my professors, Chuck Byers, he was the head of comms for TSMC, Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing company. And he showed us like this old ad from like McGraw-Hill, like from the 50s. And it's like some cranky old man in a chair. And it's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know your company. I don't know your product. I don't know what your company stands for. I don't know your customers, your record. What is it you want to sell me? And I think that when you have a well-placed billboard, you can shortcut that a whole lot. You gotta, like, if you want to have a successful B2B business, you have to be able to answer those questions confidently. And I think if you have a well-placed billboard, you can, and a well-designed website, you can really shortcut those conversations and shrink your sales cycle.
Yeah. And I think that why they're so impactful for B2B, like I think most people think, all right, they're really good for consumer because everyone can buy the product, right? If it's consumer. So huge reach on a billboard. But I think it's so good for B2B because every B2B company is so focused on their persona. Like at Doc, we're selling into sales and customer success. Lattice was HR, but that's only one important persona. There's so many other people at the company, the CEO, the CFO, the employees, all these people who might not really know about you. But if a billboard goes up, they probably saw it. And then when your, order form goes to the CFO for approval, they're going to be way more likely to be like, okay, this seems like legit. I know of this company for some reason, and they don't even know why they're thinking that. But I think things like, just big brand advertising in general can be so impactful there. So I don't know. I'm a big fan. I can't wait to do it at Doc.